Richician of Team Sorcerers here, doing another Yu-Gi-Oh! History Fond Memory video thing. And in this one, to celebrate the return of my own personal channel, I thought I'd tell you guys the story of how I got into YouTubing / Yugitubing in the first place. Now, I did tell this story like a while ago, more specifically in my 4th anniversary video, but obviously that video's gone, so I'm going to tell the story again. So, it all started back in the spring of 2007, of course. It was sometime after my brother's birthday, and Yvonne Jag. He got a camera and he started making YouTube videos himself. They were just basically short, funny videos, which I really enjoyed, I'm not gonna lie. And after watching a bunch of them, I was thinking, this is amazing, I really want to have a go at this as well. But of course I needed a camera to do it. Now I did have one which could record videos, but the funny thing is I didn't know it could record videos. I thought it was just a regular camera that could take pictures. Yeah, how I found out I could record videos is such a ridiculous funny story. Like even Max, Max B, would make jokes about it after he first heard the story. So, one fine Sunday afternoon, me and a couple of friends of mine were hanging out in the park, taking pictures of each other for our MySpace accounts. Yeah, that's a website name you haven't heard for a while. Yeah, the popular social media site before Facebook started being used more. Anyway, my friend Brendan took some selfies and accidentally pressed the record button, apparently. And then the following day I was looking back over the pictures, then I saw the video, and then the video played, and oh god, this was such a ridiculous brain fart. Like, I went, what the fuck? The picture moved! It's like, yeah, what is this sorcery? And then I went to show my other brother, Chris. I was like, Chris, have a look at this. This picture moved. And he said, that's because it's a video. Like, and then I was like, oh sweet, I actually can record some videos. The following Friday and Saturday, I started using it to record some videos. I recorded one at a birthday party, but that didn't go on YouTube, obviously, but I think I put it on my Facebook account, not sure. But then the following day was when everything all began. I went along to one of Derek's Ferris Elite Yu-Gi-Oh! Tournaments, as I would do, in the late 2000s, and early the 2010s, obviously. I had recorded a few videos there, but I only kept 2 of them. The 2 of them being 2 of my most famous ones, Bubble Man for Game and Treeborn Frog for the Win. And they became the first ever videos I uploaded to YouTube. And those videos were what started everything off. and I mean everything. And it set me on the path to where I am today on YouTube, basically. Yeah, they were just so iconic. Mainly the Bubble Man for Game video. I'm gutted that I don't have the original videos anymore. So naturally, I remade them twice, which I'll talk about momentarily. So yeah, that's how everything began. Unfortunately, the camera I had at the time could only record footage of up to 10 minutes, which wouldn't be great if I wanted to record long videos. But that was okay though, since none of my videos were very long anyway. Then obviously over time I got better cameras, mainly because I have a history, a cursed history I should say, of cameras malfunctioning, breaking and just not working anymore for some reason. Like, it's not even me that does it, they go wrong by themselves, okay? Mind you, there were times where I'd accidentally drop them from the desk, but they'd usually still be fine. But that only happens like twice or so each, but they still worked fine afterwards. I mean, whether or not that would have been the cause of whatever I dropped, I don't know. But I always take good care of them, and again, they just go wrong by themselves, especially the previous three I had, where for some reason the shutter would get stuck open and then cause the whole thing to break and malfunction. So after that I was like, yeah, no, I don't do shutters, not after those three malfunctioned. So yeah, I got better cameras, bigger memory cards, and the later cameras had better quality than my very first one. I mean, the first one was still a nice camera. In fact, it was a 21st birthday present. I don't even know if it still works. I haven't tried recently. So yeah, and then of course I started using a tripod after like 2.5 years, which came in really handy for recording dual videos, because before it was kind of difficult to record duals unless someone would hold it for me, or I'd position the camera on a surface that could make it so the playing fields could be seen. Either that, or I'd have to do the awkward task of holding the camera in one hand and playing cards from my hand or field with the other. It was kind of awkward. And as I kept saying, the channel did start out more as a comedy channel more than anything, the main focus being funny game enders with weak monsters, and it still is a comedy channel, but it just evolved more into a Yu-Gi-Oh channel, with some other random stuff on the side as well, like Bean Boozled challenges, spicy food challenges, Mad Libs games, and clips from video games that me and my friends played. But But yeah, the funny game enders were just what started everything off. Thought it would be funny to put on the internet, and obviously the weaker the monster is, the funnier the game ender is. And along the way, I met a ton of cool people, made some friends. In fact, in 2010, I properly got into contact with other Yugitubers. Well, 2009, if you count Darkness L 1989. So he left a comment on one of my tournament videos. Well, yeah, that's something I forgot to mention. It was difficult to record matches to start with. Excuse me. I was able to record one in 2007, which was round 3 of this. Excuse me. Oh. Which was round 3 of the Summer Cup qualifiers, which was between Timby and Spiky Paul. I don't think it was until 2009 that I started recording matches. I don't know. But anyway, yeah. Actually, Emma Blue Eyes 10, Neo Nexodus, and Darkness L 1989 found my channel in 2009. And I met Darkness L in person later on in 2009. But as for everyone else, I met all of them through Skype. In fact, Emma Blue Eyes 10 became the very first person I ever spoke to on Skype. Then Neo Nexodus became the second one, and then Notu Lord of Light, now Inkweaver, was the third, and Ultimate Gamer 31 became the fourth. And then later on I met most of the others through Emma Blue Eyes 10. Jinrai Prime, Heavenly Guinea Pig, Kalo Shade, Scapegoat User, and Egyptian Prodigy. Then I also met Ojama the Bomb and Lucky Wolf G through Scapegoat User. And then when I went to Margate for the first time ever, I met Mr. Sasuke Dragon through Neo Nexodus, which I already talked about in the previous episode of this. But anyway, going back to 2010, that's when I met everyone through Skype, basically, and then we'd end up having frequent Skype calls, and we'd talk so much about Yu-Gi-Oh! That Kalo Shade even started a podcast, the Kalo's Conference podcast, where we'd get together and talk about upcoming Yu-Gi-Oh! Stuff, like ban lists, products, even do some ban list predictions, things like that. And I can proudly say that I was the only co-host who appeared in every single episode. But unfortunately, that show stopped at the end of 2011. I can't remember the exact reason why, but Scapegoat User then started another podcast in late 2012 called the Stonking Great Yu-Gi-Oh! Podcast, but that only ran for 3 episodes, which was unfortunate. It might have been due to time constraints. Which Scapegoat user and Emma Blue Eyes had, so it made scheduling difficult. I believe that was the reason why it stopped. I can't remember. All the same, though, all of them became good friends of mine, and of course I went to Margate 8 times in total over the last 10 years. In fact, come October this year, it will have been 10 years since I made that first ever trip to Margate. At some point, once this COVID-19 nightmare ends, I plan to go back again, and I also went to visit Emma Blue Eyes 10 and Jinrai Prime back in 2015. That trip was a long time coming, since, like I said, Emma Blue Eyes was the first person I spoke to over Skype. I haven't yet met Kayla Shade and Heavenly Guinea Pig in person, though, nor my American Yu-Gi-Oh friends, Inkweaver, Elemental Hero Blazer, and Ultimate Gamer 31. Or Egyptian Prodigy, although I didn't interact with him that much. Plus he seemed to disappear off the face of the earth back in 2012. Oh yeah, and I also met Draconeus 190832 and Static Super Saiyan 3 as well. I can't forget about those guys. Yeah, it was great stuff. It's hard to imagine what my life would have been like if I didn't get into YouTubing. It's quite interesting, actually, because both of my brothers got me into both my interests. Like, Chris got me into Yu-Gi-Oh! And Andy got me into YouTube content creating. So, yeah. The Dark Richician 84 channel started on May 5th, 2007. I mean, the account was made in 2006, but as a proper channel, it started on May 5th, 2007, and then, of course, the channel died because I made the stupid decision to delete it out of fear of copper on November 12th, 2019. But then, of course, as you should know by now, earlier in the week, I brought the channel back to life on May 5th of this year, 2021. Something I forgot to mention in the reintroduction video. Now, I could have brought it back a lot sooner, but I wanted to specifically revive it on May 5th to tie in with the exact date that the channel originally started. In this case, I brought it back to life on the 14th anniversary of when I started my YouTube career, just to try and really make it feel like the way it was as much as possible. So that's the general idea behind that. So if anything, the period period from November 12th, 2019 to May 5th, 2021 could be considered a channel hiatus, you might say. So, so obviously in 6 years' time, when May 5th, 2027 comes around, like depending on circumstances, and if YouTube and Yu-Gi-Oh are still around and is a thing, I will in fact do a 20th anniversary celebration for the channel. Again, it depends what life will be like in 6 years' time. Kind of a scary thought, though. So yeah, the channel is back, and this time it's not going anywhere. Yeah, and for now it's still in the rebuild phase, yeah, that's basically everything. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching. If you did, stay safe, and I'll see you later. Bye bye.